everybody.
How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm alive. I'm upright.
I'm alive. I'm upright. Yeah. Yeah.
I know. I kind of a little bit lost my voice a little bit in Nashville, so I think I was sick last week, and then I got better, and then Nashville I got a little worse because we're so on and talking and having a great time. I don't think I got anybody sick. I don't think that I got Luke Bryan sick or anybody. I was conscious to not cough in their face.
Ew.
I had to think about it.
Yeah.
But I did it.
Yeah.
Yep. And I did offer at one point Russell Dickerson a drink of my drink, and luckily he said no. Because then I was like, what if he gets sick for the award show? Oh.
So you put that on him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want some of this?
Here.
Like,
he's like, no thanks.
Ew, you're that guy.
Yeah, I am.
God. Yeah, back from Nashville. What an award show it was. I mean, everybody this morning is talking about Brooks and Dunn, but Ronnie Dunn's voice, I mean, coming through on I Believe. Oh my God. That was incredible. And like Jelly Roll adding to it too, and this is like as adoration for Jelly Roll, but just Ronnie Dunn singing that song, and like you could feel like Jelly Roll was like backing him up. It was just Ronnie's show, man. He put on a clinic with that performance last night.
It was great.
It was so good.
The first song of the night was great too. Stapleton and Posty.
Yeah.
Posty had another song later that I didn't get to see. You came hot this morning saying you didn't love it.
I really don't like it.
And then I listened to it, and I don't love it either. But by the way, I don't love it either. But so it was a very post jelly heavy awards show.
Did you see it, Matthew? Did you see the CMAs last night? The Post Malone song. It was a song about a dad and his daughter someday getting married. Which
the words are nice.
What's that? Yours? Yeah, it's called Yours.
What do you think of that song?
Not your favorite either.
No, me neither.
I found that I was halfway through and like, because that topic is sweet. We relate to that topic of your kids someday are going to get married and leave you. And I was like, dude, this is getting like possessive and weird to me. I thought the lyrics were just off, and like, she was mine before she's yours, and I give her to you, but I don't give her. It's the worst day of my life. I'm like, geez.
God, Tracy.
God.
When did you become so woke? I'm just kidding. There's like Darius. I mean, who else? Darius, what was his song? Very, very much the same. And then who's the big tall guy? No, Trace Adkins. They've come out with very sweet father songs. And I add this one to it. Yeah, you're gonna miss
Trace Adkins, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah,
but very sweet. Like you're gonna miss.
But I think this one is sweet. I don't think it's cringy like you think and creepy. I don't think that. I just don't like the song in general.
I didn't say creepy. I didn't think of it that way.
Not
I didn't
creepy,
say creepy.
but
I said it felt possessive. Like it was very mine before I give her to you. Now she's yours. It was just like. I thought it just came off real odd to me.
Dirks covered Tom Petty. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That was a big performance.
It was fun to see him back.
Megan Maroney looked so sparkly out there and doing twists and stuff. And
just cute. Yeah, new artist. Let's talk about some of the interviews maybe you didn't hear or didn't see on our social media. A lot of people came through. A lot of people, I would say, didn't come through this year. Yeah. We left this post show talking about who was coming, who wasn't coming. Blake was the guest of like, I mean, he's gonna come through. There's Combs. Luke. I mean, look at Luke Combs. Fantastic to talk to him. He's always so sweet. Dasha.
Pause on Dasha. How great was Dasha?
Tons of personality.
Loved her so much. She came in, showed us her belt buckle. That's a D on her belt buckle. Did a couple twirls, and then she told us the story about the song Austin and how it's about a specific dude. They're in Nashville. She changed the name of it to Austin, but that guy was in her audience a couple days back. She invited him to her show, and everybody booed him. And she's like, "Look, everybody, this is the guy that's got y'all here," and everything. It was really cool.
Like, because it was very like
she's sassy.
I mean, she is. She was like, "Come see this."
Yep.
Luke Bryan, always fantastic to see him. He's always so much fun. Talk about a superstar. This guy was getting ready to go host the show and makes time to stop in and chat with radio about what a year he has had too.
Asked him about why Post Malone isn't invited back to his pond, and he's like, "No, but he is." And
it was Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, that's right, Morgan Wallen. That's where started to stir some drama there. That was fun. Hey, I misspoke like Jeff Bridges misspoke. It was cute for him, but not me. Morgan Wallen.
I just think And Bailey, oh my God. That right there is a perfect representation of
He's
Bailey.
just screaming. What's
Comes
he
in and
screaming
says
there?
hi and just goes like he's just all in. He's just all in. Okay, I have to bust somebody out. I really do. And this is like post show's more like trust tree. I'm not going to go on and like, whatever. There was one artist that came in, and I'll start to tell the story, and then
Are you going to name names?
I will name.
I guess
names.
You have to. The story lends itself to the name.
Yeah. This particular artist comes in, and we have seen this artist before, and we kind of like left and was like, oh, he's a fan of him, came in for this particular interview, and we're like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Right away had to work in that he was named sexiest man alive and didn't lead with like music and stuff, and that is Warren Zeiders. And remember,
sexiest man 25.
Under 25.
Not sexiest man alive. That's John Krasinski, but that was brought up in the interview.
Yes.
And what his goal is to be sexiest man alive.
So did you feel during that interview, like we were just like, everybody comes in and we're super friendly and like, hey, it's so good to see you. What's going on? That like working in, I want you to, I don't know if you can see the smile. We're just sort of like, yeah, I'm surprised he didn't make us proof that picture.
I know.
Like, let me see. Like, look at my smile. I'm just like,
Oh, he's gone. Okay.
Did you catch that from him too? That he was like, there is one goal of all of my interviews is to make sure everybody knows that I was voted on the sexiest list. But it was like, not funny.
And that's like, his goal in life. It's not to be, I'm sure he wants to be a really big superstar in country music, but his biggest goal in the world is to be sexiest man alive.
Sexy, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and the majority of this interview has to do with my sexiness.
Who else was sexy that we talked to? Let's see.
I mean,
oh yeah, Old Dominion. They're always sexy.
They're always so much fun.
They were fun. They showed us how to pose a good pose when you're in a group, where to stand, where to look.
Blocking. It's all about the blocking.
Mm-hmm.
They like yacht rock a lot. I think honestly, most of those videos are up. As far as like Nashville goes, Big Mike, this was only your second time ever being in Nashville, and especially this week. One of the things I take away from Broadway, which is always it's Broadway on Nashville, right? Is it wasn't like that necessarily this time. And it was invaded with Vikings fans, way more than the CMAs.
I'm sorry, hold on.
I brought the skull in.
We arrived.
We
arrived when the Vikings were taking on the Titans in Tennessee. So there were way more Vikings fans in Nashville than Tennessee fans.
And the majority of that night was people that didn't really even know the CMAs were going on. They were just that big of fans of like it was fun to see a town turn one color, and it wasn't even for their own team.
There was a 1 hour span where Fizz would just ask anybody who would listen, why is there so many Vikings fans here? I'm like, just playing the game. Person at the hotel, why is there so many Vikings fans here?
But my question was, why are there so many Vikings fans that travel to Tennessee to watch the games? When the Vikings were in town a few weeks ago, there were not that many Vikings fans in Denver.
They weren't in town a few weeks ago.
Well,
they were in town last year, and we had friends fly in for the game.
Yeah, but there wasn't. But you guys know what I mean. Why Tennessee seems like a big Viking city. It seemed like
it really did. I think it was just a fun city.
Penny said it best when you're interviewing. It's not because of the Vikings. It's because Nashville is the destination city.
Yeah.
So I think if you go there for any away games, there's probably a lot of, like, if the Broncos were to play there, there'd be a lot of Broncos fans there. Like, people are like, oh, I get to go to see my team in Nashville and hit Broadway and also CMA weekend.
They did it.
So what did you think then, with this being your second time in Nashville and your first CMA Awards? I mean, we've done this before. You haven't done this one.
Yeah. I mean, the first time was my birthday earlier this year. So that was just my first taste of it. This was cool because I got to feel the country music element of it a lot more. Like, it's all the country artists were there. So no, it was great. Like, I love the city. Like, obviously my very first time, they used to call it Nash Vegas. I can see how I bet, like, if you went to old school Nashville or even like 10 years ago, maybe it's getting a little overrun with all the art.
So different. Yeah.
All that. But I mean, look, I had definitely fun both times. And it's a fun experience. So.
What's really cool to me is, and I truly mean this, is I love our own call letters. I love KYG. You know, I love this radio station. To see how many artists truly do always give love to Denver and KYGO is always something that is really flattering. Mm-hmm. And hearing stories, man, they do not forget where they're coming up, right? They don't forget when you're hearing artists, these massive artists come through and be like, oh yeah, when we used to play the Grizzly Rose, you know, and talking about like memories in Denver, it always does. It's so pure to me of like, oh, the city is so amazing for country music. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Last week we made a bet, like who's coming in, who's not going to come in. We talked about Post Malone, wanting him, Beyonce, neither of them rolled through. Would have loved to meet both of them.
Yeah.
Dirks, you wanted to meet. He didn't roll through either, but he performed last night.
Wanted to see him. I mean, just because.
Or not, did I say meet?
You
Sorry.
said meet,
you wanted to talk to him again. I should just be quiet because I'm saying all the wrong things.
You're a vibe today.
Yeah. Still tired.
What did we say on the show this morning? You guys, he's like, we're cutting something. He goes, what is that date? The 4th or 5th? And Big Mike goes, it's the 5th. And he goes, coming up December 4th. Like literally said that like right after he was told. You'd be fun to take banking today.
You know, in a couple years, I see me on stage at CMA's giving away an award to Morgan Whalen.
Yeah,
that's what I see. That's what I see
too. And look at that, Bailey coming in. Oh my God.
We're not going to talk about your hard reset during Luke Bryan.
We can. I've yet to see it. I haven't watched that interview back, but right in the middle of Luke Bryan, but I can't remember. You probably
like
said something like, I'm not going to touch you. And I was just like, and you keep calling it my reset, which it was, but I think my mind was just like, oh, can't do it anymore. Can't pivot.
No, it wasn't anything like that. We were just talking and then you just like stopped.
Was it the rut? We were talking about the deer rut and what that meant?
About the deer and the elk. Yeah. Because we had moved on from the pond. Oh, there's Nate Smith. I'm just rewatching. He's always so fun. Played Can't Beat Tracy with you. He's good.
All right, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you loved the CMA Awards. If you missed any of those crazy interviews, check them out. We should even post the sexiest man alive up there. Tag it, hashtag. Have a good one, guys.